Daniel Rock 08 here. This is my In Your House It's Time review for the 5th day of wrestling. I know I keep on missing these reviews because reviewing stuff every single day is kinda, I need to get into a habit of it. I usually don't do this stuff, so I gotta catch up. Gotta catch them all. So I gotta catch up. I'm on really the 7th day. I gotta catch up with 2 more reviews here. So I'm just going to keep on going with these reviews, and you're going to see a lot of back-to-back shows here. On the 5th day of Christmas, let's try that again. On the 5th day of Christmas, the true love gave to me 5 golden rings. Because apparently I'm some sort of rapper. 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Wherever the fuck that is. Anyways, this is In Your House. It's time. It's time. It's not Vader time. It's not Vader time. It's time. It's showtime. It's time. What the fans was wanting was time for a revolution. Time. Time for a revolution. Time for change. And this was a show that was stuck in its stubborn ways. But you can see that they were still moving to a more contemporary television. This is a show that you can see kinda of an awkward mixture of the new generation and what would become the Attitude Era. You can see them moving away into the Attitude Era because this was a few weeks removed from the Pillman's Got a Gun fiasco, which is one of my favorite angles of all time. So that, in my opinion, springboard into what would become the revolution of the Attitude Era. We needed the revolution. We just didn't get it here, but this is still a fine show. You can still see how there were a lot of Attitude Era stuff, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, the stuff with Bret Hart, the stuff with Shawn Michaels. But they were still stuck in their traditional, stupid, cartoony, gimmicky ways. There's an Armageddon Rules match, which is basically a last man standing match. There's Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Mark Mero. There's the fake Diesel and the fake Razor Ramon on this show. But let's get to it, shall we? Flash Funk versus Leif Cassidy. Yes, as far as gimmicky goes, this is as far as these 2 gimmicks go. This is match of the night. Check this out. 2 Cold Scorpio and Al Snow stole the show here, and they put on a pretty good match. A 6.5 out of 10. I recommend you watching it. It's a shockingly good match. Surprisingly good. And it's a forgotten gem. It is really a good match. 6.5. Next up, we have Owen Hart and the British Bulldog defending their tag team titles against the Outsiders. The phony Diesel, which is Kane now, and the fake Razor Ramon, which would become some sort of jabroni. This match was kind of Diesel. Bulldog's head wasn't all the way in this match because out came Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Glenn Jacobs as Diesel was really, really fucking green, and the jabroni who was Razor Ramon sucked. And this was just a pretty standard tag team match. The Owen Hart and Bulldog retained for a 5 out of 10, my rating. That is what that would be. Next up, we have Mark Mero defeating Hunter Hearst Helmsley for the Intercontinental Championship via countout. This was a fine match, but I hate matches that ends in a countout. And I always hated how Hunter Hearst Helmsley was called Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Hunter Hearst Helmsley is a great Intercontinental Champion. Hunter Hearst Helmsley is the blue blood from Connecticut. Hunter Hearst Helmsley has a giant big nose. Hunter Hearst Helmsley likes to fuck China in the ass. And Mark Mero would be the guy that Vince McMahon liked, and everyone in the back was looking at Mark Mero saying, this is the man that's going to lead us to the next revolution. This is the man that's going to be the next big star, Mark Mero. Well, guess what? He became a biggest flop one of the biggest flops of all fucking time because he was injury prone and he didn't really have a whole lot of charisma. All the charisma went to his sexy wife, Sable. And who would have thought the blue blood, Hunter Helmsley, would be the guy fucking the boss's daughter and making 3 daughters. You know, for a man who calls, for people, the fans like to call him God, well, he sure as hell cannot make a son. Ooh. Anyways, a fine match. I give it a 6 out of 10. I'm getting off track here. Now we got an Armageddon Rules match, which is basically a Texas Death match with last man standing rules. The Undertaker versus the Executioner. Again, you're stuck in the stupid gimmicky crap. This is after, you know, the Executioner came out after the match with Mankind at Survivor Series, and they had this match. Terry Gordy is the Executioner. This was just a bad match. I give it a 3 out of 10. Next up, we have the main event. Psycho Sid defeating Bret the Hitman Hart. And Shawn Michaels is on commentary, and he just rips the shit out of just rips the crap out of both men. And the commentary with Shawn Michaels, Vince McMahon, and Jim Ross, with heel Jim Ross and Jerry Law, it's just fucking hilarious. And this is a fine match too, but I think their match on Raw in '97 was a little bit better. Anyways, main event, I give a 6 out of 10. Overall, In Your House, It's Time is a fine show. Not much to say about, though. There is some good things to it. But, like I said, it's time for a revolution. It's time. And Vince McMahon knows it was time. Vince McMahon knows it was time. He knew it was time, but who was the right guy to lead us into the next era? Was it Mark Mero? Absolutely not. Was it Hunter Helmsley? He wasn't there yet. You can't depend on Shawn Michaels because he's a whiny little bitch. Bret Hart is an egotistical maniac. So you gotta go with somebody. You gotta go with you gotta go against the grain. You gotta go with the one you think the least that will lead us to the revolution, and that would be Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin was a man who would lead us into the Attitude Era in 97-98. Ending 1996 on a okay note. This was an okay show, but it was time for a revolution, time for a change. 1996 was not a good year, people, for the WWF. Anyways, overall, like I said, It's Time is an okay In Your House pay-per-view. If you got 2 hours, I'd say watch it. You might, like I said, the opening match is a good match. And the main event is funny as hell to listen to because of Shawn Michaels' bitchy commentary. Overall, It's Time gets a 5.3 out of 10. Goodbye. And for the 6th day of Christmas, I get to watch. Pick something good here. Pick something good. I gotta pick something good for the 6th day of Christmas. And I get... No! Oh no! You gotta be fucking kidding me! Does that say what I think it says? Oh no. Oh my god, no. Oh god. Starrcade 97. The most disappointing show in all of professional wrestling. Oh. The one show that pisses me off the most with the main event with this man. See you next time. Merry fucking Christmas.